So there is this policijske kontrole Dolenska. This one here. This is Dolenska region police controls, it says, etc., etc. But here on the top, they have a YUGO police here. You can see the YUGO police officers. It says right there, Milica. It says right there on the side. This Fichko and Golf. This is what the Danekolen's police demanded from me to see in that tractor that you have seen right there that's parked in front of the house for days already. Danekolen stated me that he's going to have one moved with whoever parked that tractor over there. No, I don't care about it. For me, I'm not disturbed. You can stay there. You can sit there. I don't care. The only thing I do is I log the stuff. That's the only thing I do. You do whatever the hell you want to do. That's up to you. That's none of my business. If you think that's going to bring you... if you think this here... If you think this here... You think this... If this is what you think is going to bring you a fortune, go ahead and make my day. Now the second part. This was video recorded in this area here. So this is a Novo Mesto here that you see. And then you have this road here that's going from Žabjevas toward Krka Pharmaceutical right here. And then you see this, it's like a little rivulet here that you see. You turn this thing on here. This is not clean, this water, because this is an industrial park, and it goes through industrial park right here inside. It's they fuck it up, the whole thing. This used to be really pretty, beautiful creek, but no longer is. All right, so that's what this here is. This is that grass that you're gonna see. Located on the other side. This is a field. You're gonna see all this today, but this is this dot here. This is where Josip Broz Tito would have, with the Serbs, would have a picnics. I don't know how, barbecue or whatever you call this. And so yeah, that's behind our house. Our house is here, and that's a Krka Pharmaceutical here. All this. That's what this is. Josip Broz Tito, I am sure that you know who this guy is. I am just gonna go like this. That's what this here is. Former president of the Socialist Federative Republic of Yugoslavia. There you go. He had an exceptional ability to blend into the people. He could pretend to be just like a commoner, a regular person that you could stand next to, even talk to him. I have witness to this, and you would not recognize one. That happened not only here in Novo Mesto, but even in Zagreb. He would not even try doing this in area of where he is from, around Kumrovec, where I was many times with him and so on. But he played people all over the place. People were right next to him, talking to his state security officials, or without even knowing about what goes on, or relatives or friends or whatever. And he was right there. He would be dressed up like in a little hat like this. Like this, this was his style with a hat, this kind of style with a hat. That was just typical for those days. Just like regular people, just like regular folks. He was an old man back then. This is still when he was still young. So this here, This is just, you know, that's just him like this. Yeah, he would act, he would be like on the side. He would not want people to see him much. You know, he keep a low profile when people would interact with the group. If there would be people that would pass through the forest or whatever, he would keep always a low profile, or wherever he would be, he would keep low profile. He didn't want people to know that he was there or whatever. You know. So this is a video. Let's make sure that I have that stuff. Okay. Our house. This one here is sitting here. That's right in front of the house, at the neighbor, Dana Collins. Yeah, Policijske patrol. Exactly the stuff I have spoken to you about. This is to remind of the threats, police threats, that tractor right there, that involved the neighbor, police, and so on. That's what they were playing with, psychiatrists, cops. We're gonna have him parked here. They demanded from me to see this through the beatings, through the torture, as ugly. Yeah, it's simple as that. That's just not your style, and so on. But they were determining what is my style, what I like, and what I don't like. And even if I like whatever I liked, I was explained that I did not like. And if I did not believe them, actually, if I doubted them that I did not like, that was already enough to explain to me through the torture. But these are animals, these are not people we're talking about here. So they demanded from me to see in this old tractor right there, they demanded from me to see in this this kind of thing. Yeah. They demanded from me to connect this with the tractors, with this picture. This group, people that run this page, they were all involved in it. In fact, they told me that if I would go and post in their group, they are associated with the police. Before you know, they told me if you would write some stuff about MK Ultra, this and that, and so on, you will have a police at your home. Because we cannot allow ourselves to have in our community people complaining about such thing. We're the group, blah, blah, blah. We are a group that is taking care, that we watch, that for our community, etc., etc., etc. Oh, this is the way it was. This was one of the favorite spots of Josip Broz Tito here. It was one of the favorite spots of Josip Broz Tito. This old bridge here. Small little bridge. Little stream. It's not clean stream. It would not be advisable to go inside. Those days when this was clean, gone. They do have industrial park in the upper area of this stream. It's all kinds of shit that goes inside in here, canalization, everything. So it used to be when I was a child. Josip Broz Tito died in 1980. So in 1982. So you can imagine that this is so long time ago, but the farmer who has this is still the same. Still the same guy that manages the same. And his father was the one that would get the order from the police. They would give the order to clean all this here, this area here that you see. Clean everything up, and it would be people from Belgrade. It would be a police that would do that, and then they would do here. They would have here picnic. and they would do barbecue and stuff like that. That's what he liked, with the Jovanka, with the children, with people from Belgrade, guests that he had. It was right here in the middle of this place here. I am just here. They know me too much. They know me too well. They know me so well. There was so much torture here on this occasion. There was so much torture here that is impossible to even explain. This is one of the main torture locations, with like 2-3 farmers they had. Maybe just so they would come to cut the grass, but I think that this used to belong like to 3 different farmers. Sometimes it was so that one would not cut the grass, and then they would get another one, or they would get somebody from Smolinja Gora. People were also not happy back then, with even Josip Broz Tito. And it was funny because people that would be walking through here, sometimes they would not recognize one. They would stop here, they would talk, and there was this old man, clearly Josip Broz Tito, and they would not recognize one because he wear casual clothing. Look at that. It's from the trees. How beautiful this is. Snow, look at snow. I remember when I was a child, this same thing. Not actually really. Let's see this. Like a snow, except it's in the middle of the summer, as you see. Place turned into a super torture location, so that I would not remember, so that I would not recall Josip Broz Tito. This is location where all kinds of people will be coming in from the city and tremendously a lot from the village where I am from. All the area from the city and from the village, this is where they will be meeting. That was already after the Josip Broz Tito was gone of the picture. My father even made them a plan to create a big lake here. And yeah, they started to hallucinate how they're gonna create lake, I don't know what. But that this is so beautiful, they said that this must stay intact like this. And they started to hallucinate how they're going to make the hill right next to the stream in the middle of the lake, basically. But it did not get through, and I feel sorry for my father, who helped this community so much. Ended up dead, half dead inside of the home for elderly people, with what was nothing other than evil collecting around one. So this was, now I understand why this place, if you clean it, it's a pretty place. However, they would clean this here, but they would clean that side thoroughly. And also this side they would clean. They did clean here too. Josip Broz Tito was coming here all along. People are dumping garbage inside this beautiful stream. This was a disgusting memories. That's basically when you had people from Belgrade
telling you that you're nobody and nothing, that you will be dead at just about any time. They did not have no respect only for me, but they had no respect for the nature, for everything. This is the same stream as the one I demonstrated you. Graben Bridge, where the torture just down the stream. They love the torture in the nature. Ooh, it was nothing more than million threats. Every meter of this forest they cover with death threats. If I see you here, if I see you here, if I see you here, all kinds of people they would get from all over the place, including Serbia. It wasn't only this forest, it was entire area. This shit went on for 48 years. Metod Yerman, neighbor, was the main terrorist of all this stuff. This police officer was one of the main organizers. With also other neighbors and police officers that became acquainted with this. Yeah, they were sure I forgot about it. Yeah. This is toward the city from the other side of the stream. As you come out, it's also like this, green. Oh, I had Serbs here, they would be coming. Serbs had a beautiful piece of land here in Slovenia, but they were more bloodthirsty than satisfied with what they had. Oh, this is with the human nature, never satisfied, they always wanted to have it more and more and more. And so there you go. This is toward the city from the other side of the stream. As you come out, it's also like this, green. Oh, I had Serbs here, they would be coming. Serbs had a beautiful piece of land here in Slovenia, but they were more bloodthirsty than satisfied with what they had. Oh, this is with the human nature, never satisfied, they always wanted to have it more and more and more. And so there you go. There is a good portion of documentary stored in my head that went on throughout the years when I was a practically baby here, and when I became listed as an enemy of the state, literally by the Serbs from the Serbia that will be coming here. In front of all this, in front of Josip Broz Tito through his time. Sometimes when I was like 4 years of age, 3 years of age, 4 years of age, Serbs no longer were hiding the tendency to kill, the desire to murder. When I entered the first class of the grammar school at age 6 in Gurm, that was in 78. They were, wow boy, they were fucking crazy about getting me killed. It was obsession about, we must kill him, we must kill him, like this. I remember that the time frame when I was a baby, when I was here with Josip Broz Tito, was not even safe. It was always some weirdo that would come and do some bad stuff to me. They always had that stuff, but Well, no, when I entered the first grade of the grammar school, that was just already, they considered me like an old guy. Literally. These people murdered so many people that even as a baby, if you were on the picture for more than 3 years, you were already old guy. It didn't fucking matter to them. They were drunk from killing. Then I remember when the scum, over course of the years, how much damage they have done. After Josip Broz Tito, during Josip Broz Tito was nothing other than torture here went on. Until 1982. Then Josip Broz Tito gone on the picture, the same shit went on with the Serbs. Coming right here to this location to torture, to cause death, devastation. In the time when the scum understood, the Belgrade scum understood that they no longer we have the right to be here is in their country, because this is how they saw it. So this like their country. I will never forget when it was Slovenian independence and they had to go. Oh, years before that, I was paying a heavy price, heavy toll here. Milosevic. Here, this place, the location that I demonstrated you, there was all kinds of scum, Chetniks from Serbia that would be coming. But it was also all kinds of other people later on, after 1990, all kinds of people, Israelis and all kinds of people that would come here. But when it was a separation from Yugoslavia and this and that, the pain, the nostalgia, Yugo nostalgia was obsession with the killing people. Killing people right out on open. This is what picnics in Yugoslavia, this is what this was. This was the folk culture. If you're not with them, you are against them. That's it. That's the way it was. They even, I understand, they got even killed some farmers here. The police, the Novo Mesto police, they killed, if you did not go and do the grass and shit, you need to fucking stop at work, sit in the car, come home, take the tractor or whatever the fuck and go and cut the grass, clean the fucking thing. If the farmer, the owner, did not want, somebody else had to come and do it. Yeah, I witnessed this shit. It was horrific for them when it was over in Yugoslavia. It was horror, and I was alive. This was unprecedented. And then during so-called independent Slovenia, when this scum returned back and so on, and cried and this and that. Wow, man. This is a big Serbian location since I was baby, Josip Broz Tito. A fucking disease. Sickness. That fucking Serbian scum never apologized. And sure enough, I would not issue apology. These are the most backstabbing people, the most zakrinkani se reče temu. Zahrtni ljudje so tu. Fuj. This is completely on the other side of the forest already toward our village. And the way this stuff was done is that the people from Smolenia Vas, they would come literally to cut the grass. I remember the farmer would not want to clean the shit. You know, they got rid of the people like this. If you said to them like this once, twice, 3 times, you went missing in Yugoslavia. If it was some alcohol or something like that, you're gone off the picture. There was a guy that was doing the stuff like this. I don't know. You lost everything. Somebody else, they kill you. Somebody else get the opportunity to own. Doesn't matter what the fuck you saw or you did not saw or whatever. It didn't matter. Josip Broz Tito, when he was like this, there would be people that would stop. They would not recognize one at all. He knew how to camouflage himself very good. He had this hat on his head, wear this casual clothing, and looked just like anybody. Just like anybody. People were standing right next to him. This is true. All kinds of people, including people from Zagreb and so on. All kinds of people. They would not know who the fuck he is. There would be, of course, more people, but he would be just doing his stuff over there, you know, like a regular person. And people did not figure out who he was. Not once, but several times. I would ask the people, do you know who this guy is? You know, it was a joke like this also. And they did not know. And it was not only like this here, but it was also in Zagorje and in Croatia and so on. But the people that they would meet just out of nowhere, that they would go hiking, whatever, and they would meet the Josip Broz Tito, which Slovenian police was doing that kind of stuff. They did send people to meet Josip Broz Tito, random people. They would never get to the car without being searched by the Serbian. He only trusted Serbian state security. Well, Yugoslav state security. You did not make it to the car without police, security, state security intercepting you. You did not make it. Sometimes they took me with them and I walked with them through the forest. And if not, you meet the guy at the parking lot, wherever he parked the car at the end of the forest or whatever. But inside of the forest, they had people with the rifles, hunters. When Josip Broz would come to a certain location, they would give people vacation. You had to use vacation, that's it. Time off, go home, bye-bye. You have a hunting license, that's it, bye-bye. And you, inside of the forest, they would have a security, state security. They would place the people to the certain locations that they would cover the entire forest. In a picnic, there would be maybe 10, 15 people. Maybe 20, I don't know, maybe more. But inside of the forest, you would have a lot of people with rifles, hunters, simply hunters. They did not have a radio. They did not have radios, and they complained about this. The one who had a radios were not even regular police officers. It was a commander, director of the police station, talking about long time. You know, you listen to fucking me, I tell you how it was. Long time ago, you know, 1975, 1976, 1978. I remember the cars the police got. In 1978, listen to this shit. In 1978, the first time, police started to get the radios, walkie-talkies. You look at me, you watch my program, and you go 100% facto. I was drugged up in only 6, 7 years of age. In 1978, directors started to get radios, like walkie-talkie shit. A radio, I don't know what the fuck it was. 1978. Volkswagen Golf, police Golfs and stuff, I remember that stuff. 1978, 1980. Novo Mesto police. State security had those radios. And I'm not even sure about that shit. 1974, when I was like 3 years old. Yeah, I would say 1974. 1974, 1973, 2 years of age. I was a big fucking child. Big for my age. And strong. They treated me like adult. Like you treat adults. The same way. Since I was a baby. Seriously. And the hunters complained about this shit. Because they had a problem with all the radios and stuff like that. Sometimes they would even stay in the forest after already people left, and it was all kinds of stuff that went on. But you have a state security guy I would go with, and he would know where the guy is located. This poor fucking guy sitting over the inside of the forest like stupid all day fucking long. You know? He talked to somebody, blah, 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 blah. He was finished, he was done talking. Nice to meet you, nice to see you, blah, blah. Go. By the time he get to the car, it was on the radio, tick, tick. It was already a police car that would wait him at his car. They would do is they would search from the feet through the ass all the way up to the head. Search absolutely everything if you have any kind of recording device, camera, etc., etc. I was with the people, and there were people from Zagreb who told me that they did, you know, examine them and shit, and we would continue to go, and they turn around and they take the photos of them. It was stuff like this, with these Polaroid cameras when they came out. It was all kinds of shit. That picnic place, yes, the fucking picnic place that I told you about. You will say, how the fuck do you know about all these radios and cars and all this shit? Well, I was there. I was there when, I don't know, French or Germans or British, maybe Americans, I have no fucking idea who delivered them, those radios. It was a big fucking deal. It was a big fucking deal, and it didn't happen only once. It became fucking boring. It was a business with the radios. They didn't have nothing in Yugoslavia. So how the fuck would I not know? I know everything. I know everything about the state security, about the police, about the stuff. Ministry of Interior, what the fuck they were doing. Where they were buying, what they were buying. It was my job. As a baby to know this shit. As a child. Then as a teenager and so on. It was disgusting. Because it was not my country. These were not my people. And I didn't want to have nothing to do with it. And everything I own, they destroyed. They destroyed absolutely everything. Stolen or destroyed. Absolutely everything. So you can imagine what kind of life that is. In real time, everything was destroyed or stolen. Too many reasons why. Too many reasons why. Non-normal. It was 1982, and it was a guy who retired as a police officer. Ogulin is his name, Ogulin. And he was a teenager. And inside of our house, new house here on Krka, and he would come with old director from police director, old police director. And this old police director, he would have few of these young boys like this. And Ogulin was just one of them. And they were doing a purchase for these radios. I was talking to you about. It was finally time for more police officers to get these radios here from Novo Mesto police station. And they also lied. This was a fucking scum. This is a scum. They lied about everything. Scum lied about how they would have a radio like they didn't have the radios before already. So you can see the fucking around with the timing, covering up, creating like a roadblock for the previous memories. Because they started to demand. I remember this Janez Ogulin, he demanded from me what year was, how many radios and this and that. These people don't give a fuck about what, unless they try to lie to you. When they try to cover up something that took place before, that's when they will want to know what it was. It's the only fucking time they tell you the truth. Lies, violence and lies. This is what Slovenia, this is it. They have this song in Slovenia. Majhen narod vedno kriv je, samo milijon nas je. One small nation is always guilty. It's only 1 million of us, la 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 la. In Yugoslavia, they were hiding behind the Serbs. In independent Slovenia, they were hiding behind the Russians, Serbs, and even Germans, British, Americans, and so on. They were doing really good, always lying, stealing, killing. The job they had in this world, Slovenes. And I was really small. I was only one. I didn't know, but I really was only one. In 1982, supposedly the first purchase for the Novo Mesto police station, at least logged or whatever the fuck they have done with the previous thefts, radios, whatever the fuck. They were stealing all the time anyways. 1982, Janez Ogulin inside our house, before he became a police officer. And it was in 1986, 8th grade, when it was about something that happened with him becoming a police officer, something like that. So, something like that it was. Maybe even before that. Between 1984 and 1986, something like that. I remember about these guys absolutely everything. If I had to go to a certain year to search for certain things, I remember. At least I can tell stuff about the stuff that went on. And that stuff with the all fucking director from Novo Mesto police station was like this, that I had full dick of him and all this scum, younger scum like Ogulin. I started to get sick of seeing these motherfuckers. Ogulin came in my life when I was a child. And he was very nice, a very nice guy. Very kind, very pleasing, very nice, everything. Just so he could be around like a cat, around these directors and stuff. In 1982, after he made a first purchase of the radios, he participated in transaction with the people from abroad, from foreign countries, also with the Serbs present. He became a big boss. That's when he grew up, man, in his pants. Yes, he thought that he grabbed the whole world for the boss. Started to treat me like his shit. 1982. This is when I had full dick of these people completely. Including the Novo Mesto police director, the old director. That fucking swine that subjected me to so much torture. And I returned without anything to him. I was always obedient, like a slave, like an animal. In that time when this younger generation of police started to even mistreat me, because I was always mistreated by police, I was tortured, always tortured by this YUGO police. That's when I sent him, and he was, I think, the only one, the last one, Ogulin, that I did not send. I fucking sent to hell. All this scum. He, over the course of the years, was involved directly into torture, God knows how many times. This is a fucking ruthless animal. One of the most ruthless animals was Janez Ogulin. I can tell you when the two of us went the separate ways. And why? All director was involved already in many other purchases of the radios before. That's why I had enough. I had enough because they were buying through me this stuff since I was a baby. Meeting with the foreigners that would deliver them this stuff. Now you have all of a sudden nobody's coming on the picture and I was a nobody. Oh, well, you see, that did not work for me. I apologize for using the language full dick, but these are dickheads. These are not people. Animals. Scum. If you don't see it like this, from my point of view, from my perspective, or if you could go through something I did, you're not fucking worthy to be a human being. If you see this scum for more than a dirt, shit, dunk, then you're not worthy to be a human being. Oh, there you go. That's a Smolenia Vas, and where I was at was like this down there. So under the Smolenia Gora, there is a Smolenia Vas, like underneath. This is where they would come. Hey, they would deliver me. Police would even deliver me to this guy. I have to think about which company he was, so that he would leave with me literally home from work. He would work. Police would deliver me, and this was the end of the work day for him. The rest of the day in the nature, just as I explained. This scumbag, this murderous Slovenian animal, this director who was before the Janez Ogulin, that murderous animal was buying those radios already when I was a baby. He participated in all that Serbian transactions. He was a director of the police. Oh, you're talking about absolute animals. Talking about me being a child and tortured by adult police officers with uniforms, Slovenian people, natives, fucking scum, native fucking scum from here, all over this forest here, all around this area here. Because father bought the land here for the house, for the housing. Phew, this is fucking unprecedented. Already when I was a child, I dreamed about killing these people, getting these people killed. And I was just few years old, few years of age, and I grew up so fast in such a violent world like this. This was Yugoslavia, Slovenia, still is. The child under this kind of circumstances doesn't have any chance to survive. The foreign people that were coming here, Germans and so on, they criticized me, claimed that I was violent. The French, Italians, whatever the fuck, violent. You know, the police only said, but he's doing this to us, he's doing this to us, he behaved with us like this, he behaved with us like that, and so on. Soon enough, they hired there some criminal from whatever place. And he was, oh yeah, I saw that you mistreated him and this and that. Yeah, drugged up. Everything was drugged up. Everything MK Ultra. Everything drugged up and tortured. But this is the reality. This is the way it is. They never see your side, really. They never see your side. I will never forget the day when Americans got involved in this. More Americans. That was sometimes like in my 8th grade. The Americans were sensitive to this issue more than anybody was. And they also opened their mouths for me, for my sake. It was arguments also. And the only thing they did is they sanctioned them. they were not allowed to come anymore. That's the way it worked. The Serbian always had the upper hand. Always. The Slovenian Serbs, the same shit like those from Belgrade. There was no difference. The scum was indifferent completely. The biggest regrets this scum had is when Yugoslavia had fallen apart and they realized it's going to be cameras inside of the stores all over the place. And the torture will not be the Novo Mesto police negotiated with the foreigners. The Slovenian government negotiated with the foreign investors about dangers of CCTV inside of the store, video surveillance system. They didn't want to have anything. In Yugoslavia, they could kill you inside of the store, go grocery shopping, and you go in a casket from the parking lot of the store. They do with you whatever the fuck they wanted to do. They call you on the side, whatever, and whack you, and that's it. And the next thing you go, they come to pick you up, your corpse. That's the way it was in Yugoslavia. And the biggest threat to this scum were video cameras, surveillance, the shoppers, people buying, that kind of stuff. Which consequently, based on what I understand, had some kind of a civil initiative, whatever, in Slovenia already. That wherever they would have something, they would come and investigate, basically cover up for the police, whatever they were doing. Crime in Slovenia, despite this video surveillance system and stuff like this, was flourishing. Inside of the stores, Mount Everest of torture was done inside of the stores, in Slovenian stores. Most abusive torture. During the certain hours, certain people, certain clientele, they were literally challenging people, watching the violence, and then started to offer them incentives for getting involved in it. They were literally no longer using only households, certain households. In Slovenia, the torture wasn't open from village to village. They were not hiding anything. They were not hiding anything. Some weird people asking about why they torture me and this and that, why they're doing this with me. And the next thing you see, there was always a guy that he would be meeting these people. They target people, literally certain people that they knew they're going to go to the store, a certain location, and they would make a scene and then approach them and demand from them whatever they demanded and stuff like this. This was a psychiatrist, Peter Kapsch. This was a real criminal. I mean, you're talking about like a top gangster, top violent individual that was literally enforcing this kind of stuff, teaching police on how to harass, intimidate people. This is not a regular psychiatrist with his private office. This animal is a well-trained criminal who trained police officers to be criminals on behalf of the politicians. Trained directors to be criminals. Coordinated with the police directors' crime. Targeted people and so on. Oh, this is... This is not just anything. Yeah. The torture during MK Ultra, this is just on a day-to-day basis, every fucking day. It's stuff that makes one want to kill. He's a child, your baby, there's nothing you can do, of course. And as you grow over the years, you're becoming smarter or crazier. That depends. Ogulin did not try to kill me only. Ogulin killed a lot of people. Janez Ogulin, director of Novo Mesto police station, murdered a lot of people. I know so because he was doing a profile loudly in front of me, psychological profile. And this was designed to get mental illness out of people and destroy them as fast as possible. That's how that stuff worked. I was not the only one in the picture, but I survived and testifying now about this stuff. So what happens is you torture it and there is nothing you can do. And it's not the day that goes by, it's not a month that go by, it's years that go by and there is still nothing you can do. You grow up and you can do, but you cannot do on the street, because if you do it in the street, what are you going to say? That's how they pack the people and throw them on the graveyards, basically. This is the system, that's how it works. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and there's no fucking way for you to escape forced unemployment from the state. There is no fucking place, it became evident, on earth you possibly can hide yourself from one. No place on earth. I tried in a dozen countries. I tried in Illinois, Chicago, in Florida. I lived for 11 and a half years. I should say Illinois, Minnesota, Washington State, and the rest of it you already know, from Canada to Belgium to Germany to Austria, Sweden and Norway, and Hungary and Poland, and Ukraine and Belarus, because I didn't make it to Russia, and back. Again, Slovakia, Poland, Czech Republic, etc., etc., etc. You go fucking crazy. And chances to survive, you have absolutely none. No place for you to hide, no place for you to escape. Inside of the state computer is your social security. And it gets worse. They get to know all the people where you live at. Wherever location you go, you immigrate, they make sure there is only certain bracket financial that is available to you. I did purchase more expensive apartment, and I was trying to find a roommate and stuff. It was a fucking hell. Joblessness. Go fucking insane, man. They destroy you, they rip you apart completely. They kill you before you know. There is no hide, there is no escape. It's so bad that people don't even dare to talk about. They prefer to take psychiatric pills than to talk about MK Ultra. It's a lot of people that talk about how mentally ill they are. Once they visit psychiatrists tell them chances to get it right when it comes to MK Ultra do not exist. This is the only case ever that is public, so well outspoken, and they have such a big difficulty with it. There is a company that my father helped to create. Is half dead now. At home for elderly people. Just as they promised him. These are fucking animals. People, they are not.